You know that gut feeling you get when something just feels off? When someone's words don't quite match their actions, but you can't put your finger on why. I'm about to show you 4 specific phrases that avoidant people use right before they emotionally sideline you. And once you recognize these patterns, you'll never be caught off guard again. These aren't just casual statements. They're strategic deflections designed to keep you confused while they maintain complete control. But here's the powerful part. When you can spot these red flags and respond correctly, you stop taking things personally and start making these decisions that actually protect your peace. So stay with me, because what you're about to learn could save you months, maybe even years, of emotional confusion and self-doubt. Let's start with the classic phrase that sounds so reasonable on the surface, but hides something much more calculated beneath it. When someone says, "I need some space," your first instinct might be to respect their boundaries and give them time to process their emotions. And look, in healthy relationships, needing space occasionally is completely normal and even necessary for individual growth. But with avoidant people, this phrase operates on an entirely different level. What's really happening is that the relationship has gotten too close, too real, too vulnerable, and their entire nervous system is screaming danger signals. Instead of having an honest conversation about their discomfort or working through their fears with you, they create distance without any accountability or explanation. Here's where the manipulation becomes crystal clear. They make it sound so reasonable that you'd look unreasonable for questioning it. Who's going to argue against someone needing space for their mental health, right? But notice what they're not doing. They're not defining what space actually means. They're not giving you a timeline. They're not offering reassurance that you'll reconnect. And they're not taking any responsibility for how this sudden withdrawal affects you. They just vanish into thin air, leaving you wondering what you did wrong and whether you should reach out or wait for them to come back. So here's exactly what you need to do when you hear these 4 words. Don't chase. Don't panic text trying to fix whatever you think you broke, and don't start listing all the reasons why you're worth staying for. Instead, respond with complete clarity by saying something like, "I understand you need space, and I respect that. But I also need to know, does this mean we're taking a defined break, or are you ending things? And when can we have a conversation about what's happening here?" Notice what you're doing with this response. You're not begging for breadcrumbs of attention. You're not accepting vague non-answers. And you're not letting them disappear without accountability. You're establishing boundaries and demanding the clarity you deserve. And here's the truth that might be hard to hear. If they can't provide you with that basic level of communication and respect, then their silence is actually giving you all the information you need about their inability to show up as a partner. Now let's talk about phrase number 2, and this one is particularly painful because it dangles hope in front of you like a carrot on a string that you can never quite reach. When someone tells you, "I'm just not ready," they're activating a specific kind of torture that keeps you stuck in relationship limbo for months or even years. Not ready for commitment, not ready for labels, not ready to meet your friends or family, not ready to plan that future trip together, not ready to have the exclusivity conversation. The crucial word in this phrase is just, because it implies something temporary, something that will change with enough time and patience on your part. It suggests that if you just wait a little longer, if you just prove yourself a little more, if you just make things easier for them, they'll magically transform into an emotionally available partner who's ready to build something real with you. But here's the spoiler alert that could save you years of your life. They won't transform. They won't suddenly become ready, and all your waiting will only teach them that you'll accept being treated as an option rather than a priority. Avoidant people use "I'm not ready" as a strategic tool to keep you in perpetual waiting mode, close enough that they can get their emotional and physical needs met whenever it's convenient for them, but distant enough that they never have to actually commit or be vulnerable or show up consistently. You become their emotional placeholder, their backup plan, their safe option while they keep one foot permanently out the door, in case something better comes along, or in case the relationship starts requiring actual emotional labor from them. So here's your power move, and it requires you to value yourself enough to mean what you say. Don't wait around for someone to get ready for something they've shown you repeatedly they don't actually want. Look them in the eye and say, "I hear that you're not ready, and I genuinely respect that about you. But here's what's also true. I am ready for a committed relationship with someone who's emotionally available and willing to build something real, so I'm going to move forward and make myself available for someone who wants the same things I want." And then here's the crucial part that most people skip. You actually have to follow through and mean it. Stop putting your entire life, your dating life, your emotional availability on pause for someone who won't even give you a basic timeline or show you through their actions that they're working toward readiness. Your readiness matters just as much as theirs, and frankly, it matters more when it comes to the direction of your own life and your own happiness. Number 3 is the phrase that cuts the deepest and does the most psychological damage because it makes you question your own reality and your own worth. When someone tells you you're too much, they're launching a calculated attack on your self-esteem, disguised as honest feedback about your personality. Too emotional when you express normal human feelings, too needy when you ask for basic consistency, too intense when you want to have meaningful conversations, too sensitive when their hot and cold behavior hurts you, too demanding when you expect them to follow through on their promises. Let me be absolutely crystal clear about what's happening here. This is textbook gaslighting, and it's one of the most damaging manipulation tactics in the avoidant playbook. When avoidant people tell you that you're too much, what they're actually saying is, your completely normal emotional needs make me uncomfortable because I don't have the capacity or willingness to meet them. And instead of taking responsibility for my own emotional limitations, I'm going to flip the script and make this about your inadequacy as a person. They pathologize your basic humanity, turning your natural desire for communication into neediness, your expression of hurt into drama, your request for consistency into pressure, and your vulnerability into weakness. This phrase is specifically designed to make you shrink, to make you doubt whether your needs are reasonable, to make you work harder to be less of yourself, so that maybe, just maybe, they'll finally find you acceptable and worthy of their inconsistent attention. It trains you to suppress your emotions, to stop asking for what you need, to become smaller and quieter and less demanding until there's almost nothing left of your authentic self. So here's exactly what you need to do when someone tries to convince you that you're too much. Stop shrinking to fit into their limited capacity. Stop apologizing for having feelings and needs. And stop twisting yourself into a pretzel, trying to be more palatable to someone who will never be satisfied. Instead, stand firm in your worth and say something like, "I'm not too much for the right person. I'm exactly enough for someone who's emotionally mature and available. And since you've made it clear that's not you, I'm removing myself from this situation because I deserve someone who sees my emotional depth as a gift rather than a burden." Then you walk away with your head held high, because someone who makes you feel like you're too much will never, ever make you feel like you're just right. And you deserve to be with someone who celebrates your fullness rather than demanding you diminish it. And finally, we need to talk about the phrase that should set off every alarm bell in your head and send you running in the opposite direction. When someone describes anything about your relationship as, "It's complicated," you need to understand that you're being fed a carefully constructed lie wrapped in intellectual-sounding language. Their relationship status with you? Complicated. Their feelings about you? Complicated. Their availability? You guessed it, complicated. Their ability to commit? Somehow always complicated. Here's what's actually happening behind this smoke screen. Nothing is complicated, nothing is too nuanced to explain, and nothing is so complex that it requires you to wait indefinitely for clarity. They're simply refusing to be honest with you about what's really going on because the truth would require them to take responsibility for their choices and their behavior. It's complicated is the ultimate deflection technique because it sounds thoughtful and nuanced and like they're really grappling with deep issues. But it's actually just a sophisticated way of saying, I don't want to tell you the truth because the truth is that I'm not choosing you, and I don't want to deal with the consequences of that honesty. Maybe they're still emotionally entangled with an ex, and they're not over that relationship. Maybe they're actively dating multiple people and keeping their options open. Maybe they're fundamentally emotionally unavailable, and they know it, but don't want to admit it. Or maybe they're just not that interested in you, but they like the attention and validation you provide. Whatever the real story is, they're hiding behind the concept of complexity instead of offering you the transparency and honesty you deserve. So here's your response that cuts through all the fog and forces them to show their cards. Look them directly in the eye and say, I need things to be simple and straightforward. Either you're emotionally available and genuinely interested in building something with me, or you're not. Which is it? Force them to give you a direct answer without the intellectual gymnastics and the word salad. And if they still try to hide behind complicated, if they still can't give you a straight yes or no, then congratulations. That vague non-answer is actually the clearest answer you're going to get. Someone who genuinely wants to be with you will make it simple, not complex, because choosing someone you care about isn't actually that complicated. Now let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture here, because understanding the pattern behind all four of these phrases is what's going to protect you in every future interaction with avoidant people. Notice the common thread running through every single one of these statements. They all avoid accountability, they all deflect responsibility, and they all put the burden back on you to either accept unacceptable behavior or be the bad guy who walks away. I need space avoids saying, I'm not willing to do the emotional work that healthy relationships require. I'm not ready avoids saying, I don't want this with you specifically, but I want to keep you around as an option. You're too much avoids saying, I'm emotionally stunted and I'm unwilling to grow or challenge myself. It's complicated avoids saying, I'm making a conscious choice not to prioritize this relationship or you. Avoidant people use ambiguous language intentionally and strategically because ambiguity serves their purposes perfectly. It keeps you hoping, waiting, trying harder, making excuses for them, and giving them chance after chance, all while they maintain complete freedom, without guilt and without having to clearly end things. Your job in recognizing these patterns isn't to become a decoder of their hidden meanings or a detective trying to figure out what they really want. Your job is to believe them the first time they show you who they are through their words and actions. When someone demonstrates through both what they say and what they do that they cannot or will not meet you where you are, believe them immediately. Stop creating elaborate narratives about their potential. Stop waiting for them to have some magical breakthrough. Stop convincing yourself that if you just love them hard enough, they'll change. And start choosing yourself with the same energy you've been using to choose them. So here's your comprehensive action plan moving forward. And I need you to commit to following through on every single point, because your emotional well-being depends on it. First, learn to recognize these four phrases immediately the moment they come out of someone's mouth. Knowledge is your shield, awareness is your protection, and you can't fight what you can't see. Second, stop over-explaining your basic needs and requirements to people who should already understand them. If someone truly values you and wants to be with you, basic respect and consistent communication shouldn't require a PowerPoint presentation or a master's thesis. Third, set firm timeline boundaries and actually enforce them. I need space gets 2 weeks maximum before you move on. I'm not ready gets one honest conversation about timeline and effort before you walk away, and any version of it's complicated gets immediately rejected as unacceptable. Fourth, start documenting the patterns you notice, because avoidant people are masterful at making you doubt your own memory and perception of events. Write down what was said, when it was said, how it made you feel, and what actions followed, because patterns don't lie even when people do. Fifth, build a support system of friends and family who validate your reality and remind you of your worth during those weak moments when you're tempted to settle for breadcrumbs. Surround yourself with people who won't let you make excuses for someone else's poor behavior. And finally, practice the art of walking away, not as punishment for the other person or as a manipulation tactic to make them chase you, but as genuine self-preservation and self-respect. Every single time you tolerate breadcrumbs, you're teaching people that breadcrumbs are all you require, and you're setting the standard for how you expect to be treated. You are not asking for too much when you want consistency, honesty, emotional availability, and genuine commitment. You're asking the wrong person who doesn't have the capacity to give you those things. The right person won't need to use these 4 phrases because they'll show up consistently, communicate clearly, choose you without reservations, and make you feel secure rather than confused. Stop waiting for avoidant people to become emotionally available and start becoming unavailable to people who can't meet your needs, because your peace is worth protecting, your heart is worth honoring, and your future self will thank you for having the courage to walk away from situations that require you to shrink, doubt yourself, or accept less than you deserve.